In today's news, the Pokemon community continues to be horribly toxic and hateful, with this tweet going viral over the last couple of days. If you see anyone wearing a MAGA hat this weekend, just call a judge, as it isn't allowed per Pokemon Company international policy. 1.4 million views, crazy like ratio, crazy spread on the reposts. Problem, it's actually not against the rules, and that's why I'm making this video. It's a complete lie. So let's actually look at the inclusivity policy. So our aim is to build a culture and community that actively promotes learning, openness, fairness, diversity, equity, inclusion, hey, they said the letters, and general good sporting behavior. Okay, that's already a pile of crap from the Pokemon Company's own actions, because they let their favorite players like Wolfglick cheat and timer stall and witch hunt other people, like we just saw with regionals and the cased victory thing. So I mean, like, yeah, sure, if the Pokemon Company hasn't cared about sporting behavior the entirety that Play Pokemon has existed. And quick side note, because people always get mad when I state the fact that Wolfie VGC is a cheater, they say, where's the proof? Here's the proof. His officially posted team was data mined and was confirmed to have hacked Pokemon twice. It's more than just this, it's over a decade of deliberately using hacked Pokemon. You can find more proof in the description down below, but I have to set that straight because, as we can see, the Pokemon community is toxic and deranged and just cannot accept facts. So all members of Play Pokemon community, players, fans, parents, professors, organizers, and attendees in the Play Pokemon program have a role in making this a reality. Pokemon, its agents, sanctioned persons, and entities will not take part in or tolerate discrimination, victimization, harassment, or bullying of any kind on the grounds of age, disability, gender identity, affirmation, transition, or expression. So they cover everything there. Marital or civil partnership status, pregnancy or maternity, race, color, nationality, or ethnic or national origin, religion, belief, or lack thereof, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, education. Hey, that means most of the Pokemon community should be banned for making fun of me for dropping out of high school, even though I didn't. Just lying about me to harass me on the grounds of my education. Citizenship status. That's a new one. And then political affiliation. Remember when it was just these three? Race, religion, sexual orientation? Well, the fun thing about the inclusivity space that the left has created that they can't cope with is that it goes both ways. You have to be inclusive to the people you hate who aren't violating any of these things. So political affiliation is protected in the Pokemon inclusivity rules, and this cannot be violated by anyone, professors, organizers, fans, or players, which means that this tweet actually violates the TPCI inclusion policy. And this is why I'm doing the PSA, because everyone needs to know. A judge is not allowed to tell you you cannot wear your MAGA hat or you cannot wear a Trump shirt, even at a local card shop event, as long as it's organized by Play Pokemon, because it would violate the policy to do so. Also, anyone saying, "Judge, he should be banned for wearing that hat," needs to receive a warning. And if they keep harassing that person over their support of our current president, then they must be disqualified. If they aren't, you report that player to Pokemon Company support, you report the judge as well. You have every right as a competitor in Play Pokemon to send a support ticket and report other players or judges or people that are violating your inclusivity in the space. According to Pokemon Company rules, this behavior right here is as unacceptable as mocking someone for being LGBTQ. And I had this confirmed by a judge in the professor program, because people are trying to say oh yeah, just a reminder guys, if you see any of this, you can shut it down. So this movement became a thing off of the recent change, the Pokemon rules and regulations, so we can see that there was an update with clarification on allowable attire for attendees, with additional information on staff expectations and requests to change their attire. The thing is, this doesn't change the inclusivity policy, and it can't be applied to political attire. And I received confirmation from a judge in the professor program that this is the case, that he wanted to ask the Pokemon Company's support on clarification if this new rule change affects MAGA shirts or anything like that. So I'm inquiring in regards to Play Pokemon diversity inclusion policy as a judge. I want to make sure I have everything correct. According to the inclusion policy, political affiliation is protected. So my question stems from the updated guidelines below in the handbook. What would the response be to someone wearing a Make America Great Again hat? And that's also why it's protected. There is nothing bigoted about the statement, "Make America Great Again." There is no targeting, there is no violation of the inclusion policy in MAGA. Same thing goes for wearing a shirt of the current elected president of the United States. That political affiliation is allowed to be expressed in Pokemon events. The hat is associated with the Republican Party. How does this new rule change affect those who wear it? Policy team, thank you for reaching out regarding the updated language on the attire in our tournament rules handbook. The change in language here is to make more explicit what was already the play Pokemon standards for attire at our events. There has been no change to the rules other than updated language that points to our standards of conduct and inclusion policy. So really it's saying like, consult the inclusion policy before making the call and then here's how you should go about it if they do have violating attire. I then clarified with the judge and asked if MAGA hats were always allowed at events, and he said yes. So nothing changed with this rules update, which means your political affiliation is still as protected with the current president of the United States, and you're free to wear your MAGA hat. Anyone trying to like spin it or harass you over it, they need to be subjected to penalties, and if the judge doesn't want to respect that or honor it for their own reasons, well then they need to be reported as well. So read the rules, kids, and it's crazy because every time I talk about rules in competitive Pokemon, it really seems like I'm the only person that has ever read the rulebook. I don't even play the Pokemon TCG, but I'm more informed on the rules than every top TCG player because I understand slow play and they try to get away with cheating and that's like a part of their culture. Same thing for all the hacked Pokemon and everything that's completely illegal in VGC, that you aren't allowed to breed hack parents, you aren't allowed to RNG, you aren't allowed to buy Pokemon. It's all in the TOS, it's all in the VGC rules. It's not hard to understand. These are rules written for children, and yet the Pokemon community is so stupid and toxic, they just can't deal. So yeah, play Pokemon events are about to get really interesting over the next couple of weeks, which is why I ask that you please share this video, share this information with everyone so players are well informed and they're not going to be victims of harassment from the left in the Pokemon community. And that's really the crazy thing. It's only one side harassing the other side in the Pokemon community to make them unsafe, to make them unwelcome, to try to exclude them from the events that they have every right to attend and participate in. And also, Streisand effect from this would just be absolutely hilarious. Despite its intentions, I 100% believe this tweet will only cause more red hats to show up this weekend rather than if it was never tweeted. Some people never learn how to beat trolls, except it's not trolling to support the president of your country. I can hope only United Wings makes top cuts. We have more to talk about. So yeah, trying to make it about Pokemon, trying to still get your harassing jabs in, but really that's what's happening here, where it's just like, we have the lie that you're not allowed to wear MAGA hats and that you should harass and violate the rules against others because you're so delicate. 4 words that have no effect on you whatsoever turn you into a hateful lunatic. Alright, and then, you know, how can we claim to be inclusive as a community if we only accept certain forms of expression? So yeah, the inclusivity hypocrisy that we've seen from the left for over a decade now. And then we can see the majority take in the Pokemon community. It's just hate and abuse towards Republicans and supporters of Trump, which is disallowed. So it's like, oh boy, things are about to get really interesting. This is TOS violating because the only thing these losers know how to do is be hateful and toxic. But this is probably the best comment and the best way to end the video. Judge, this hat hurts my feelings. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.